welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me here. All the links to my social media are in the video description below, as well as my business page. Today's video is going to be day number 19, and it's a sketch design for scrapbook challenges. And this is part of Chrissy's Beautiful Life 30 days of sketches, and these are the most popular sketches all gathered together. And if you look in the video description below, you'll also see everyone else who's following along with this sketch today, and as well as every day this month. So I am going to use some more horse show photos that I have. I've got a lot of them to make this sketch, and these are 4x4 squares. So I matted well, I'm going to mat my photos onto this black, and I'm going to make it into a 2-page layout because I have enough photos to do that. I already have a huge title, and it's all by myself because my daughter was very pregnant at the time of these photos, and I had to do this by myself, and it was very nerve-wracking. It's, you know, it's hard. Usually you go with a trainer, and I was there still a newbie, and it was scary. But so one of the things that I'm going to do is make 4x4 squares out of the scraps I have, and I'm going to use the Fresh Paint collection from Close to My Heart. These are scraps that I have left over from the card making challenge or workshop that I did, and you know, get them used. This is a bunch of the bulk paper, and I also have some paper from the Mix-In collection. So everything here matches. And the title I made with some wood grain. I love to pull in the wood grain, especially for the horse show pictures. So the title I made with these very tall alphabet letters. And these are from Close to My Heart. And this is what they look like. So they're thin cuts. And what I did was I ran some paper through, wood grain paper, with this thin cut, and it cut through the little holes like this. Okay, and then I ran it through with the letters to make my letters have some texture, and you can see the little dot. Not a lot, just a little. And I matted them with white. Okay, so I don't think actually that they are even stuck together. I need to glue them together. I ran them through together on through my machine, and they stuck together. So that was very cool. And then I had some leftover strips, so I can use these on some of the squares that I make. So I cut 4x4 squares, and what I'm going to do is put tape on them, and then I'm going to just layer the paper on them to make my squares. And then, let's see, I have a scallop border, some lines of journaling, and the huge title, which I have. So I will probably duplicate this on this side for my other page, except for the huge title. I can put some embellishments there. So we'll see. We'll see what I come up with. But I like how it gave me the idea to make these panels with the strips of paper. I'm definitely one to use up all my scraps. I hardly ever throw anything away. So what I'm going to do is just put a whole bunch of tape. This is, you know, that double-sided ATG gun tape, and I could use glue, but that would take a long time and probably dry before I got all those strips down. I could also use the double-sided tape. That would also be a good option, but so I've got glue all over this piece, and you can see it's picking up my fingerprints. Oh, they're a little dirty, even though I just washed them. It's a good way to clean your fingers. So this is a zip strip from the Mix-In collection, I believe. And I'm going to move this off of the white because it's hard to see. Okay. So I'm going to layer this here, and then I will trim these down. I made all these white panels a little bit bigger so that I had room to trim it down, so all the edges are even. And you may have seen me do this before. And even though these holes are here and there's tape underneath them, I don't think, because there's dimension there, I don't think anything's ever going to come through. Now this is a piece from, oh gosh, I don't know what collection it was from. I think, oh, it's not long enough. Okay, pull it up. It was from another paper pack, and it was in with the collection. It has all the same colors. It's what's in fresh paint, so I thought I'd use it. Let's use yellow now. And this is the lemonade cardstock. I like to have just some plain cardstock to give your eye a place to rest. And then this is the other side of that paint drip. I could put that down, but I love these hearts. So I'm going to use this side. Okay, so this is the right size, and I've got to make 6 of them. So I'm just going to trim it down in my trimmer. And I'm going to leave it just a little bit more than 4. Let's see, which side do I want to cut more off of? And then I could make it 4, and then 4 again. So I trimmed a little off of each of these sides. So there, so I'll make 6 of these, and then I'll get my photos matted, and then I will come back and we'll proceed with putting the layout together. I have my black bases for my photos, and I'm going to, because our cardstock is white core, I'm going to run it along my black ink pad just to cover that white up. And I'll do that with all of them, and you can pretty well see if you have missed anything. All right. The other thing I'm going to do is think about what color I'm going to ink these edges. But the color palette for this collection, look at those. Aren't those just gorgeous? I just love the color palette of this. So maybe I'll look at my photos and see what I think will be the best. Let's see, I've got black and capri, yellow, red. That's a friend of mine, and then there's some brown, so that's not in there. So capri or yellow. And here are the other pieces that I made. See that wood grain I brought in. Those. So I'm thinking capri because I've got a lot of capri in there, and that'll pull them all together. So I'll do the same thing with these. I think this just makes it look more professional and polished, is adding these edges. And now another thing I want to mention is this piece of white is actually a pattern on the other side. It's a piece that I'll probably never ever use, so I pulled those in to use as bases to attach all these other layers because it's not going to show. So why use a piece of good white cardstock when nothing's going to show? And I can save it for something else, right? Okay. This is coming together so nice. I really, really like it. The black really makes the photos stand out. I think they would have blended into the background if I hadn't put the black on there. And that blue capri along the edge of the pieces helps to distinguish that as well. All right, so I need to find something to put a scallop along the edge and get my title down, and I'll probably use a piece of cardstock. I have yellow here. I also have one piece of this heart left. That is very busy though, so we'll see. I could trim it down. I could trim it in half and then have it like that. That would be very eye-catching. All right, so maybe I'll do that, but I do need a piece to put my title on and then the journaling. So let's put that together, and I could use this side too. That would even be a little less subtle. or a little more subtle. All right. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, this is what I've got so far. Got the paint drip, I've got a zip strip, and then I've got a pink, a yellow, and another zip strip. And the yellow is very, very bright. So if any of them get cut down, the yellow is going to get cut down because you don't need a lot. Now these two yellow are really eye-catching as well. I might flip this one. Let's see how that would look here. That would bring your eye around with the yellow. That's a little bit better. I like that too. All right, and I'm going to pull out some of my little horse embellishments, and then we'll put it all together. All right, I brought out these little pretty little ponies from a stamp set that was featured in a mini catalog a couple months ago. It's still available on the website, so if you would like to get it, you can still get it. And I cut out a bunch of the little icons, the horseshoes with the flowers and a couple of little flowers. I didn't want a lot. I brought out a white one here, but then I saw I had one that was cream colored, so I thought I'd use him instead. And then I colored these two. This one I haven't colored yet. I did his mane and tail, but I just wanted to show you how to color. Now I've got these Tri-Blend Spectrum Noir markers, and we carry the ones with the black. These are the brush tip. These are bullet tip. I like the bullet tip, but these are more colors. They're extra colors, so I went ahead and got these. We don't have those close to my heart. It doesn't carry them, but I like to have all the colors. I love these markers so much. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I color, and I'm going to color him all in the lightest color, and I'll do just his face to show you. These are so wonderful in blending. So if you are interested in, upping your coloring using these alcohol markers, any alcohol markers are great for blending. They don't leave any lines because they just melt together. So I'm going from the light, medium, dark. You get that, and all one marker has light, medium, and dark. So it makes it so convenient and economical to get all the colors or more colors. And that's how you blend. See how he has a shadow around his face? And going over it with the lighter and the lightest end at the end of your coloring process will blend them all together. And it's the ink just blends together. It's so nice. And it does seep through your cardstock. So it's the nature of it. As it dries and the alcohol evaporates, it lightens up a little bit. But that's all there is to it. And they look so nice. So now on this one, I wanted to show you because I'm going to add some white to him, because this is what you call a palomino in the horse world. And it's a cream colored horse with a white mane and tail, and they're just so pretty. But having this horse stamped and die cut on this lighter color really lets the white gel pen show that it's a whiter mane and tail. And I'm just going in little circles to get that color down. And a couple of these places I went over the line so I can kind of fix it with my gel pen. So cute. All right, so hope you enjoyed that little coloring lesson, and we'll move on to the layout. Before I put this away, I thought I'd just give you a close-up of what it looks like. This 2-page layout is really coming together nice. I've adhered everything down to the base except for the embellishments. So I have my horses colored. I found some of these little flags. I just got a order from a Cherry on Top that had a bunch of items that were on clearance, and it was Maggie Holmes Market Square, and it has horse icons, so that's why I picked it up. And some of the things that were in the embellishment packs was this tag, and let's do what we love. My horse, he is the best. He just is definitely like my partner. And even though I was all by myself at this horse show, I didn't feel like I was by myself because he was right with me. He's knows who I am, and I think he enjoys his job. He's just a great partner for me. So anyways, enough about that. I found these little borders for my scallop edge, and I think that it calms down this yellow, which was so eye-catching. And this is a acetate piece that I thought really looked nice there. It brings that red in from the layout. And this was also from that same Market Square collection. It's a tag, and I put some of the wood grain that was cut out with that thin cut behind it, and then over top of that makes it come through. And then this little horse is going to be jumping for joy. And then I brought out some of the wood pieces from our one of our collections that Close to My Heart has, and I thought I would just sprinkle them around the page. And my title's ready to go down. And now here, this little photo frame and the cute were also from the Market Square. I put some more of that wood grain with the thin cut behind it, and then I can put the horse on top. So I really like how it's coming together. The only thing left is maybe my journaling. So yeah, I really like it. It's very busy, but I do find myself drawn to the photos. So I finished up the layout, and a couple things I wanted to mention was I connected this acetate with glue underneath the horseshoe, so that's held down very well, and I used the liquid glass for that. And I did have to add glue to these. They were sticker borders, but they were so old. I don't even know how old they are, but I put glue under them, so just to be safe and make sure they didn't fall off in the scrapbook. Put some foam under my horses, foam under my title, and I also put black behind that so it would show up more, and I put black behind this one as too, and I really like how they turned out. I'm going to do some more of that die cutting like that. It's really cool. And I found a strip of bling, you know, this you've probably seen a lot, and it's all in one piece, and I used to cut them and, you know, use them singly, which I can still do, but for this layout I cut a strip down here, and then I put some here and divided it for the flowers, and then I put some here to bring the colors together. But I really like how that looks. Now purple isn't in the layout anywhere, but I thought it would be okay to add it. What else? Oh, this little tag here I used as a shelf for my horse to stand on, and put the little tag here with a little bit of twine tied into a knot. And let's see, did my journaling line, and this horse has popped up, and I did add some wood hearts. And let's see, I only have 2. Oh, I'm going to have to add another one. I think it looks okay without it though. Usually, you know, you do things in 3s, but there's one on this side, one on this side. And look how well it goes together. I really love how it looks like it goes together, even though they, you know, are 2 separate layouts. Very, very eye-catching and pretty colors. Really like it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, make sure you go into the links below in the description to check out everybody else who is doing this sketch today, and keep watching during the month because there'll be a lot of inspiration. Thank you very much for joining me. Close-ups at the end.